Ubangiji ya albarkaci jihar Taraba da wadataccen ƙasar noma ga kuma ɗimbin albarkatun ƙasa bila adadin. Sai dai irin waɗannan dukkanin abinda Ubangiji ya samar domin samar da kyakkyawar fata ga jihar ta Taraba, ana samun wasu munanan ɗabi'u na sare dazuzzuka da tone-tonen ramumuka domin ɗebo albarkatun ƙasan, da hakan ke matukar barazana ga muhalli da kuma al'ummar da cikin Taraba da ma dabbobi da suke cikinta. Wannan ko na iya lalata dukkan wani tsari ko dabaru da aka samar domin kyautata rayuwar bil'adama da ma dabbobi. Wannan illar na dada tozartawa da kuma lalata dukkanin wurare da ake da su, ga lalata ruwa da muhalli da ke zama barazana ga rayuwar dabbobi na cikin ruwa da kuma na tudu da ma jama'a da ke kan wannan. Hakan na iya zama kuma wani abin da ke iya lalata kyakkyawar fata da ake da ita na kyautata rayuwar al'umma musamman da yara da ma dabbobi. A irin wannan ne gwamnatin jihar Taraba gargashin Dr. Abu Kefo ta samar da wata wani kwamiti mai karfin fada aji da doka ta baiwa dama ya tabbatar da cewa ya takaita ayyukan saran dazuzzuka da tone-tone albarkatun ƙasa ba bisa ka'ida ba. Bisa wannan ne kuma wannan kwamiti ya tashi haikan domin tabbatar da an bi doka da aka zayyana na tabbatar da kare dazuzzuka da sauran albarkatun ƙasa da ubangiji albarkaci wannan jiha da ita, domin samarwa matasa da kuma iyalai aikin yi idan aka bi ka'ida wurin bin matakai da za su dace da yadda ake tono albarkacin ƙasa da kuma sare dazuzzuka a bisa ka'ida, wanda hakan zai iya taimakawa ci gaba da kuma bunƙasa rayuwar jama'a da kuma fitar da Tarabar a idon duniya. A bisa wannan ake yin kira ta musamman ga al'ummar jihar Taraba da su tabbatar da cewa sun bi tsari da dabaru da aka tanadar. Ana kuma kira da amfani da sarakunan gargajiya da maluman addini da sauran jagororin al'umma da suke da alhakin kula da irin waɗannan al'ummomi da kuma ke zama tare da tabbatar da sun sanya ido sosai wurin ganin an kawar da dukkan wani kalubale da muhalli ke fuskanta. Ana kuma kira nan take ga sarakunan gargajiya da maluma na addini da su waro al'umma kai, musamman waɗanda suke jagoranta, domin nuna musu matukar illa da waɗannan sare-saren dazuzzuka da tono albarkatun ƙasa ba bisa ƙa'ida ba suke yi, kuma su ilmantar da jama'a domin amfanin su wadda mara misaltuwa ne. Ana kuma karfafa musu gwiwa da cewa duk lokacin da suka ga wani aiki da ya shafi irin wannan mummunan aiki da su hanzarta samar da hukumomi ta yin amfani da wannan layi 0806681020. 'Yan Taraba a haɗa hannu tare domin tabbatar da an tsirar da jihar kuma an kawar da tsarin na tono albarkatun ƙasa da sare-saren dazuzzuka ba bisa ƙa'ida ba, domin ɗorewar ci gaban jihar Taraban da kuma samar da albarkatunta da moriyarta ga dukkanin al'umma. Wannan sako ne da ya fito daga hukumar nan da take sanya ido da hana sare dazuzzuka ba bisa ƙa'ida ba.
I'm Moses Peter, welcoming you to News at 9 p.m. on Som TV. This broadcast is coming to you live from Jalingo. This is the pulse of the nation. We bring only the stories that matter. Stay with us on Facebook at Som TV and YouTube at Som TV Live. Here are tonight's major headlines. Tinubu approves National Tax Policy Implementation Committee. SGF Akume urges Africa to embrace emerging energy technologies as Google pledges 3 billion naira for Nigeria's AI strategy. Nigerian and millions worldwide mourns Sheikh Dahiru Usman Bauchi as his janaza was held Friday afternoon. On international news, Pope Leo meets Middle East Christian leaders and condemns religious violence. Business news. Dangote expands fertilizer operations in Nigeria and Ethiopia.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together. Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Super cash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door. It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. SuperGo, one app for services endless. Download SuperGo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With SuperGo, your groceries comes to you. Partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. SuperGo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With SuperGo, your ride is comfortable, easy and convenient.
SuperGo is more than an app. It's a movement, moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together. Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadget, all in one place. SuperGo, one app for services endless. Download SuperGo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With SuperGo, your groceries comes to you. Partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. SuperGo Supermarket, your market now in your hands.
With SuperGo, your ride is comfortable, easy and convenient. SuperGo is more than an app. It's a movement, moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
I am Moses Peter, welcoming you to news at 9 p.m. on Some TV. This broadcast is coming to you live from Jalingo. This is the pulse of the nation. We bring only the stories that matter. Stay connected with us on Facebook at Some TV and YouTube at Some TV Live. Here are tonight's major headlines. President Tinubu approves National Tax Policy Implementation Committee. SGF Akume urges Africa to embrace emerging energy technologies as Google pledges 3 billion naira for Nigeria's AI strategy. Nigerian and millions worldwide mourns Sheikh Dahiru Usman Bauchi as his janaiza was held Friday afternoon. On international news, Pope Leo meets Middle East Christian leaders and condemns religious violence. Business news, Dangote expands fertilizer operations in Nigeria and Ethiopia. On entertainment news, Lagos to host Africa's 96-hour DJ Marathon Festival. Sport news, Iran to boycott 2026 World Cup draw over US visa row. Now the news in full. Former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan in Guinea-Bissau as an election observer was stranded following a November 26 military coup that suspended elections and imposed a curfew. Initially speculated to be held, Jonathan was safely evacuated on November 27th via a special flight coordinated by Nigerian and Ivorian authorities. Upon touching down at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, he addressed the press, thanking both governments for ensuring his safe return.
In Guinea-Bissau and monitoring these elections.
Thank you so much. Since I left office, I've always been scared talking to the media. But in this particular case, I decided to speak to the media. First and foremost, to thank Nigerians for the show of empathy, the encouragement, because while we are in Bissau, and this so-called coup happened, the information we got was that the whole country was agitated, young and old, irrespective of religious divides or political divides. And I sincerely appreciate Nigerians, and I want them to hear directly from my mouth to appreciate their concern. And secondly, to thank my president, President Tinubu, and the Ivorian president, President Ouattara. Both presidents were to send aircraft to lift us, but somehow, Côte d'Ivoire is closer to Guinea-Bissau, and there's always some relationship between Francophone countries and the Lusophones among the Francophones. They were able to penetrate their system to get landing permit first before Nigeria could do that. So the Ivorian aircraft was already on their way to pick us. So when we learned about the Nigerian aircraft about leaving, we asked them not to bother. And that is why, if you see the picture that was brought by an Ivorian aircraft. So we thank the two presidents, President Ouattara, President Tinubu, and indeed thank Nigerians, young and old, for that. And specifically,
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the National Tax Policy Implementation Committee to drive the rollout of Nigeria's new tax reforms. Chaired by Joseph Tegbe and supervised by Finance Minister Wali Edu, the committee includes experts from finance, law, and civil society. It will engage nationwide stakeholders, boost public awareness, and enhance interagency coordination. Tinubu said the reforms aim to create a fair, transparent tax system that increases revenue and supports economic growth. Senate President has urged African governments and industry leaders to embrace emerging technologies to secure the continent's energy future. Speaking through his aid at the 9th Solewani Energy Summit, he warned that Africa cannot afford to remain on the sidelines as artificial intelligence, robotics, and smart systems transform global energy landscapes. Akume said President Tinubu's reforms demonstrate Nigeria's commitment to a modern, competitive, and technologically driven energy sector. Google has pledged 3 billion naira to support Nigeria's national AI strategy, funding talent development and digital safety programs through 5 local organizations. Announced in Lagos, the initiative will strengthen AI training in universities and expand cybersecurity and safe internet education for youth. Communications Minister Bosun Tijani said the investment aligns with Nigeria's push for a globally competitive digital economy as the country targets 1 million digital jobs and $15 billion in AI-driven value by 2030. Mourners thronged Bauchi on Friday for the burial of renowned Islamic scholar Sheikh Dahiru Usman Bauchi, who died on Thursday at ATBU Teaching Hospital. The Bauchi state government declared a work-free day as followers, students, and dignitaries arrived from across Nigeria. The funeral prayer scheduled for 3 p.m. is to be led by the Grand Imam of Nigeria, Sheikh Sharif Saleh. Heavy security was deployed to manage the massive turnout. Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo has visited President Bola Tinubu at the Aso Villa, where both leaders discussed regional cooperation, security, and governance reforms. Tinubu congratulated Soludo on his re-election, describing it as a strong vote of confidence from Ndi Anambra. The visit followed Soludo's participation in the Southern Governors Traditional Rulers Meeting, which agreed on a new zonal security fund, improved intelligence sharing, and stronger regional collaboration. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has dismissed Nnamdi Kanu's appeal accusing the DSS Director General and the Attorney General of violating his fundamental rights. The 3-member panel held that the suit was overtaken by events following Kanu's November 20th conviction and transfer from DSS custody to a correctional facility. The court affirmed the earlier Federal High Court ruling, which found no proof of torture, denial of religion, or inadequate medical care. In a bid to strengthen rehabilitation, the Nigerian Correctional Service in Akwa Ibom equipped 5 inmates with vocational starter packs. Spokesman Richard Metong stated that Controller Frank Okonkwo presented the kit at the Medium Security Custodian Center. Beneficiaries trained in hairdressing, tailoring, and barbing received professional tools, with 2 already discharged and 3 expected to leave custody by January 2026, underscoring the service commitment to post-custody reintegration and skill development. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Nigeria directed banks and financial institutions to withdraw advertisements violating consumer protection and fair marketing standards. Signed by Olubunmi Ayodele Oni, the circular targeted exaggerated benefits, hidden risks, unaudited claims, lotteries, and inducements. Financial institutions must submit compliance attestations within 30 days ahead of a sector-wide review in January 2026, highlighting regulatory vigilance and promoting transparency to safeguard consumers' interest in Nigeria's banking and financial sector. Transitioning to healthcare, Lagos State government revealed that roughly 160,000 residents live with HIV, with 147,466 on treatment. LSACA CEO Dr. Folakemi Animashaun attributed reduced testing and counseling to U.S. foreign aid disruptions, noting that only 28.9% of last year's tests were conducted between January and September 2025. Nonetheless, ongoing community outreach is restoring services, linking new positive cases to care, and demonstrating persistent efforts to manage HIV prevalence despite resource challenges. Concurrently, NESREA sealed 6 recycling plants in Ogijo, Ogun State for violating national environmental regulations on used lead-acid battery management. Action responds to concerns over toxic emissions, unsafe working conditions, and risks posed to nearby communities. Regulators emphasize strict compliance with environmental standards, highlighting the need to protect workers and surrounding populations, while reinforcing accountability among industrial operators involved in potentially hazardous waste management activities. In infrastructural development, Katsina State acquired 14 new buses to enhance public transport services. Governor Dikko Rada commended the state's transport authority for funding the purchase entirely through internally generated revenue, presenting it as a model of prudent management. The buses aim to improve mobility, affordability, and service delivery, thereby supporting the state's commitment to reliable transportation solutions for residents, while demonstrating financial self-sufficiency and strategic urban planning. On to security sector development, the Nigerian Air Force promoted 57 senior officers, with 27 elevated to Air Vice Marshal and 30 to Air Commodore. Spokesperson Air Commodore Ehime Ejudame confirmed the promotions followed merit-based assessments, while Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Sunday Aneke congratulated the officers, urging professionalism and enhanced strategic leadership. This move highlights institutional recognition of operational competence and leadership within Nigeria's defense apparatus, strengthening morale and service effectiveness. In energy news, Anambra State granted First Power Electricity Company Limited a 1-year interim license, formalizing distribution operations under the state regulatory framework. ASERC Chairman Professor Frank Okafor stated the measure ensures reliable power supply, and support development goals. First Power pledged improved service and customer satisfaction, while regulators emphasized strict oversight, aligning with the state industrial, urban, and agricultural expansion plans, illustrating progressive energy governance and regulatory compliance. Meanwhile, a Senate debate on raising excise duties on sugary drinks exposed tensions between health advocates and industry groups. Health Minister Professor Muhammad Pati urged higher levies to curb diabetes and obesity, while the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria warned of job losses and economic harm. Senator Sani Musa promised a balanced law weighing public health against economic realities, demonstrating the legislature's attempt to reconcile fiscal policy with population health outcomes. In legislative reforms, Senate President Godswill Akpabio assured retired police officers that the Contributory Pension Scheme (CPS) exemption bill would be harmonized with the House earlier approval. Akpabio criticized previous policymakers for adopting unsuitable models and promised fair treatment for all personnel from Inspector General to Constable. The development ends years of agitation and underscores the Senate's commitment to equitable pension structures for security agencies. Turning to national security, President Tinubu declared a nationwide emergency following surges in kidnappings across Kebbi, Niger, and Kwara states. He ordered recruitment of additional police and military personnel, deployment of DSS, forest guards, and conversion of NYSC camps for training. Lawmakers and opposition parties criticized ongoing negotiations with bandits, advocating intelligence-driven operations and community vigilance, reflecting government prioritization of immediate security responses amid escalating threats. Complementing the emergency, the Nigerian Senate declared kidnapping a terrorist act and recommended the death penalty without judicial reduction. Dissolving key security committees, senators called for federal support for vigilantes and rapid intelligence deployment. Former APC chairman Abdullahi Ganduje condemned bandit attacks, advocating community-based strategies, while Ekiti police heightened border security after a viral AI-generated threat video reflecting a legislative push for stronger deterrence against organized crime. Turning to institutional oversight, the Auditor General's 2022 report revealed 2.69 billion naira in abandoned projects and irregularities within the Nigeria Police Force. Findings included unapproved contracts, unexecuted works, irregular payments, and weak asset management, including lost police animals and obsolete firearms. The report called for corrective action, stronger internal controls, and greater transparency, reinforcing accountability and fiscal responsibility in public security institutions. On governance, President Tinubu submitted ambassadorial nominees Kayode Are Aminu Dalhatu and Ayodele Oke for Senate screening, restoring Nigeria's diplomatic presence. Concurrently, Nigeria condemned the military coup in Guinea-Bissau as a threat to democracy and regional stability. The African Union and ECOWAS echoed these concerns, urging restoration of constitutional order and release of detained officials, demonstrating Nigeria's engagement in both domestic appointments and regional diplomacy. Meanwhile, former Petroleum Minister Tinipri Silva
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app for services endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. We partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. Supergo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With Supergo, your ride is comfortable, easy and convenient. Supergo is more than an app. It's a movement, moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app for services endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. We partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. Supergo Supermarket, your market now in your hands.